Rise and shine, beloved. Rise and shine, great grand rising. Let me just make sure we are live on Facebook and then we are ready to go. Go ahead, take this moment, tag a friend, tag a family member. Let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. And today is all about deconstructing perception. We're looking at the alchemy of perception and we're live. Let me just throw a comment up here. A great grand rising. To everyone, grand afternoon, grand evening, wherever you are joining us from, take a moment, tag your friends, tag your family members, let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. With that being said, come on, beloved, let's sit in a comfortable position, feet flat, back straight, hand on heart. Let's activate. Come on, let's activate. If you can, close those eyes. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. And relax. Skin over scalp that pulls down the eyes, the cheeks. Let the tongue in your mouth relax. Come on. Yes. Grounding ourselves. Drop those shoulders down from your ears. Let those arms, your fingers, your torso, your core, your thighs, your legs, your feet, your toes, wiggle in your seat. Feel yourself here, anchored in 3D. But now we turn the focus inward. Deep breath in. Exhale. Relax deeper, tapping into infinite source, infinite resource, the rich inner life, the kingdom within. One more for the power of 3. Good healing deep breath in. Exhale slowly and fully through the mouth. We're so thankful and grateful for this opportunity. Great grand rising, Reese. Thanks for joining us live. All right, let me get a sip of this tea. And I want you guys to really tap in today. I've just been getting so many downloads or uploads, however we want to see it. The urgency of taking advantage of the remainder of this universal 9-year to really do you, to really get a hold on who you are and what you're here to do. So, beloved, we started talking last week about quantum perception. And so today I want to break that down even further and look at the alchemy of perception. Because we're looking at this, we're going to do two things at the same time. We're understanding that your perception is the filter and the lens that everything you think, feel, and believe gets filtered through. And then the universe, the world, creation mirrors that back to you. All right. So I'm looking at the notes that's in your email. So how do concepts, we're going to really just take our time, break this down because you have to do this for you. How do concepts like vibration, frequency, and resonance govern the nature of your reality, your manifestation, your personal experiences? So these concepts of frequency, vibration, and resonance are the fundamental governing principles. Put that down, or they are what I call guiding principles that will guide you. Everything, we know this, we're just reminding you, but what we want to do in this reminding you is anchor down into doing this for yourself. No one can do this for you, right? So these guiding principles of vibration, frequency, and resonance, because we already know that everything is energy. And these guiding principles, frequency, vibration, resonance, they dictate the nature. They dictate the nature of your reality. So these concepts, they are the metaphysical or the mechanics behind what's going on in your inner state of consciousness, your rich inner life that creates your outer world. Grand Rising, Lisa, thanks for joining us live. So we've talked about this many times. Repetition is the mother of all learning. But my goal today is to support you in doing the sacred work for yourself. So we're at ground zero. We're coming to ground zero. Ground zero is number one, our number one spiritual success guiding principle, taking personal responsibility, right? We got that. We know our principle. I take 100% responsibility for my spiritual success. I will not blame anyone or anything for what appears to be lacking in my life. So whatever's not happening, whatever's not working, right? I'm taking responsibility. That's ground zero, right? We've talked about this 1,000 times. As long as we look outside of ourselves and point the finger, you're not taking personal responsibility. And so this plays out in so many different ways that I want you looking at as we go on. So we're talking about the alchemy of perception. So ground zero is, okay, we stop and pausing again. Hey, I have to do this. No one is going to do this for me. I don't want a temporary fix. Temporary fixes feel good in the moment, but I want a working technology that I could use anytime, anywhere, again and again and again, till it doesn't matter if I have wealth and all the wealth goes away, if the economy is crashing, if the government is shut down. It doesn't matter what's going on. I have a technology, a spiritual, metaphysical technology that I can use with guiding principles that will help me create again and again and again. Take a deep breath in right here. That's what we want. Temporary fixes are nice. They relieve pressure momentarily. But when that runs out, we're right back again. So we really want to correct and transform some things. So energy, vibration, frequency, resonance are the architects of your reality. Please put that in your notes. These are the building blocks, the architects of your reality. Whatever you're going to create is going to be done through the building blocks of energy, frequency, vibration, resonance. That is the blueprint that the universe picks up on, reads, and mirrors back to you. Everything in the quantum field. So when I say universe, what are we talking about? God's operating system. We have to have an operating system to run all the programs on that you live your life out with. So everything that you're experiencing it because a program is running deep in your subconscious mind. We know that, right? So let's look at this again, beloved. Put this in your notes. Vibration, right, is the core signal that everything is picking up on. So I want to read it from the notes, right? Everything in existence, from the smallest, tiniest atom to the largest galaxy in the universe, everything has its own frequency. Every single thing has its own frequency, everything. So how does that translate to you? Your entire being, including every thought, every imagination, every emotion, every word, every belief, every gesture carries a specific frequency. It has its own signature. So when you hear me talk about your energy signature, that's what we're talking about. So I want you to just breathe this in and take stock of this. And this is why sacred texts would tell us things like death and life is in the power of the tongue. By your words, you're justified. By your words, you're condemned. Every word that comes out of your mouth, it's going to produce something. It's not going to return void. So this is why sacred text shores this up, because we understand. Listen, I want to say it again. We're deep inside now in your rich inner life. You have an entire universe within you. Every word, every thought, every gesture, right? All of it carries a frequency that the quantum field picks up on and reads and start reflecting and mirroring that back to you. Can you get this? Can you get this? Can you write in your notes? Talk back to me. It's all about me. Come on, write that back. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's not my job. It's not my friends. It's not the enemy. It's not the witches. It's all about me. It's all about me. So when we think about everything having its own frequency, it's vibrating, it's sending a message, and then the universe, the quantum field, it does nothing but reflect back to you what your inner state of consciousness is. It's a mirror reflecting back to you. I think that this is beautiful. I think that it's awesome. Yes, 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 it's all about me. I think that this is awesome how this is set up, that we have this inner state, this rich inner life, your inner state of consciousness, that everything is picking up on, it's reading the energy that you're emitting, and then it mirrors it back to you and shows it to you in your outer realm of reality. So now that we agree, it's all about me. Excuse me. We're looking at now your cosmic signature, your energy signature, your energy frequency, which the universe uses to decipher and to reflect back to you what is going on in the unseen realm. Let me take some of this. So when we look at this, I want you to think of yourself and remember that you are the conductor of your frequencies, because you get to decide what you think about, what you meditate on, what you worry about. Excuse me. What you worry about, you get to be the conductor of that reality. So then what I have in the notes is when we talk about governing your manifestation, the universe responds, watch this, instantly to your vibration. Not because you are commanding it to respond, but because you remember your role as the conductor. There's a massive symphony of your life being played out, and you are the conductor. You tell what thoughts to come in, what emotions to come in, what frequency you want to vibrate at. You have to remember that you are the conductor, right? Reality, watch this now. Remember I said it's a mirror. It's reflecting back to you. Your reality is not something that happens to you. See, we were stuck in that lie in the matrix most of our lives. And we thought things were happening to us. And we think people were doing things to us. But what's really happening is that all of that, again, that's not to say that bad things don't happen. They're not evil and wicked people. But when we take responsibility and we recognize it's all about me, when I change, this is the beauty of the power we possess. When I change, everything has to change, right? So reality is not something that happens to you, but something that happens through you. It's coming through you and then being reflected as the outer world. It's a projection screen of your inner reality. I'm trying to say this as many ways as I can. Hopefully one of the ways that resonate, okay? So listen to this now. This is why it's all about you. What you hold as true, your beliefs, becomes the law of your universe. If this is not powerful, if you don't see how much power you have been given, how much authority you are here to create with, the beliefs that you hold as true are the laws of your universe. Because the grand scheme of things, the universe is going to pick up on that. What's going on in your universe? You know, as above, so below, as without, so within. So this law, your belief, everything you believe, it becomes the law that governs everything you attract. Put that in your notes. And repel according to its vibration. So this is why, beloved, you have to look at what shapes your reality. What are your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotion that's either attracting or repelling? All of us have to know ourselves. All of us. You have to be so honest and so vulnerable when it comes to knowing yourself in your shadow manifestation of self. We have to know that. We have to be so honest and take a look at, okay, when I'm triggered in finances, I start fearing lack. I start thinking about scarcity. And remember, the universe is picking up on this in an instance. The universe, the quantum field. So you have to remember that when we're looking at zero and you're looking at empty space, remember, it's never empty. Things are happening in the unseen realm. And it's all about how you are vibrating. How do we create a vibration? We create it with thoughts. Thoughts create a vibration. When you add your emotion or feelings to that thought, you create a frequency. And those frequencies produce a timeline. And that timeline governs how you live your life out and your experiences. Again, it's all about me. It's all about me. So when we think about the thoughts that we think, I want to drill down with this, and we're going to just really land with this, because the assignment this week is to shift your inner state and continually shift your inner state. So this is why we do all the work with the nervous system management, right? We do all the work with the nervous system management because that nervous system is creating vibration frequency. Remembering that my role is one of control from on my mind to my hands, right? Okay. Remembering that the role is one of control from my mind to my hands. Very good, Reese. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but I want us locking down that the universe, the quantum field, is picking up on your vibration. It's reading it. Remember, when I tell you vibration is the language of the universe, of the quantum field, of the unseen realm, the language of angels, the language of God, the language of the subconscious mind, the language of humans. We all read vibration. So it doesn't matter what you say you want. That's not what the universe is going to pick up on. It's going to pick up on the vibrational energy behind what you're saying or under what you're saying, because you could be saying and using affirmations, but your inner vibrational state is one of fear of lack, scarcity, poverty mentality. That is what gets picked up. That is what gets read. That is what gets reflected back to us. So when you look at your outer reflection, again, that's nothing to beat yourself up about. See, we've been trained to keep trying to fix the outer appearance. It's like Neville Goddard said, forget the mirror, change your face. It's like we keep trying to change what we see in the mirror rather than changing ourselves. So we keep trying to change and fix the outer realm, but inwardly you're still vibrating the same thing. This is where stuck comes from. This is where patterns come from, cycles come from. This is how we get stuck in a loop that it doesn't seem to change because you're still vibrating the same thoughts of fear, the same thoughts of inadequacy, the same thoughts of you're not good enough, you don't deserve better. This is why we have to be so honest with ourselves. You don't have to tell anyone else. Hopefully you have some good help, a good mentor, coach, counselor, right? That you can share these things with, but you need to, and that you can get support with, but you have to be so honest to recognize if you stay in the same loop, like when I use myself as an example, you don't beat yourself up. You just simply take a look at, why did I manifest this again? How did I land back in this realm again? It all goes back to something I was thinking, something I was feeling, and we get stuck in these loops that no matter who decree over your life, it doesn't matter who lay hands on you, when you are stuck in these loops because of those neurons that are wired together real hard, we just keep going around cycles. So somebody said, well, Dr. E, how we break this? You have to shift your inner state. All right, come on, type it again. It's all about me, my inner state. What's going on in my rich inner life? What am I thinking and feeling when nobody's looking, when nobody's watching? Because that is what the universe reads instantly and picks up on. That's what I call, right, your RVS. Remember that? Your resting vibrational state. That resting inner state of consciousness may still be saying fear, worry, I'm not good enough, right? We say, I deserve better because I am better. Absolutely. Absolutely. So for all my people that are 40 and over, 40 is a good place. I used to tell my spiritual children and my natural children, you're not fully grown until you're 40, right? I tell them you're grown at 25. Forget 18, 21. I would tell them you're grown at 25, but you're not fully grown until 40. 40 is a good enough number where you can start really taking stock on your life. So if you're 50 or 60, you really have enough that you can start gathering and gleaning how smart you are, how brilliant you are, how powerful you are. And we have to learn how to rest there and stop chasing all the crap. Stop chasing all the crap. All the do this, do that, show this, show that, get this, get that, start this, we got to come away from all of that and come into divine stillness to hear your own body. My body is vibrating all the time. Are the wrong things being released in my body? Is my body out of alignment, out of homeostasis? That's where we start. That's why we're doing this whole thing with nervous system management. You got to calm down. Come on, y'all. You got to breathe. You have to relax. And we have to break the spell. Dr. Joe Dispenza have a book. I haven't read the book. It may be in my library somewhere. And it's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That is a trap that we fell in from the Matrix. This is just me. This is just who I am. When 9 times out of 10, you didn't even know who you were. You just got comfortable with acting out a certain way because you developed a persona, a personality, and you got used to that. And you said, that's just but what's underneath that personality? What is the vibrational frequency saying? Yes. Yes, Reese, she said, I like that. She said, 20 to 30, you're a young adult, 40 adult, and 40 plus real adulting. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that. I love that. Yes. So what we want to do, whether you're 40, 50, 60, or 70, I have some clients that are almost 80 years old. and they are still moving and still going, still shaping their lives. It's never too late. Come on, talk back to yourself and tell yourself it's not too late. What I want for you that are 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, I want you to have faith in who you are, what you carry, what you're able to do. That's why we have to stop looking at all the craziness from the 3D realm, all of those blueprints that's out there in the matrix, because when you do that, you keep looking at what other people are doing and what they're saying will make you great, and you're not hearing yourself. They may have you chasing something that your greatness is just based simply on the fact that you're a person that loves to gather resources and you share those resources. It may not be that you're this massive day trader, or you're this phenomenal YouTuber. It may not mean that for you. But this is where the law of resonance come in. If we just settle down enough. So this is all I'm covering today, right? Your inner state, energy, vibration, frequency, resonance is coherence, it's alignment. Put that in your notes. So when you hear me talk about resonance or the law of resonance, we're talking about coherence. We're talking about divine alignment. That is what we want to emit, because the universe is picking up on what we are emitting. God's operating system is picking up on what you're emitting through your vibration and your frequency and your timeline, and it starts mirroring that or reflecting that back to you. So we're going to forget the mirror, the outer appearance. We keep working on that, tinkering with that, but you're still vibrating the same fear. And if you're still vibrating the same fear, every time you make space, you make room, you make progress, you slide back, right? I'm observing myself, even in this frequency that I've been in that allowed me to pick up weight. I'm looking at, and some of you have been here too and can identify with this. This is when you get in that loop where you start and then you're going to take the weight off, and you take off 10 or 15 pounds, and then you go right back around in that loop and put it right back on. These are the things that we have to look at, beloved, because all of that is saying you're still vibrating the same frequency that got you there. You have to change your inner state of consciousness. Come on, talk back to me. Write that in your notes. So that's all we're looking at today. Ground zero. Number one, okay, I'm taking personal responsibility. Here I go again, reset. I'm not blaming anyone or anything for what appears to be lacking in my life, right? That's it, Reese. Yes, I am aging with grace. It's never too late. Absolutely. I'm not even playing the numbers games anymore. I'm not even marking my birthday. For the last couple of years, I can't remember how old I'm supposed to be, what age I'm supposed to be. I want to let that go. I want to live according to the energy and vitality of my spirit, because that never ages. It never grows old. And then I'm going to do everything that I can to support the physical body to be as youthful as possible. All right. So that's it. Ground zero. Take personal responsibility. It's all about your inner state, your energy, your vibration creates a frequency, creates a timeline, mirrors or reflects a reality to you. So if you keep making little progress and sliding back, it's because you're still vibrating the same frequency. The universe is still picking up. And listen, the universe does not reward effort. It rewards energy states. It's all about your inner state. That's why sometimes you could work and work and work and work and grind and grind and grind and still end up right back in the same place. Because you keep trying to change the mirror, but you're not changing the image that the mirror is reflecting. We keep trying to change the outer circumstance, but we're still resonating and emitting the same frequency of fear, lack, not enough, resistance, rejection. So this is how you're going to get your nervous system to calm down. Keep working with that this week. We want the nervous system calm down. You know, everything that you're thinking and eating that's feeding that anxiety, and that anxiety keeps all the hormones emitting from your body that will not allow you to access a higher state. So we breathe. Take a good healing deep breath in. And this week, I want you conscious of your inner state, the energy, the vibration, the frequency that is saying, I fear, I'm afraid of, I'm not good enough, nobody wants me. Because as long as you vibrate that, but this is what we're here to improve and transform the rest of this year of 9, we want to complete. We want to complete that energy frequency timeline of not enough, not good enough, I don't have enough. You know, all of that we keep coming back to, that keeps producing the effects that we say, dang, I'm here again. Something is it's a frequency, a vibrational, energetic thought and belief that the quantum field is picking up on. And according to divine law, it has to give it. It has to give it to us. So remember, the law of attraction is a secondary law to the law of vibration. Because whatever you're vibrating, you're going to attract. All right, take a good healing deep breath in. Exhale. We're sowing seed. Let's sow a seed. $10.88, $18.88, $28.88. Let's sow seeds. You know how to do it, how to sow the seeds. We're so thankful and grateful for everyone that sows seed, that thinking not robbery to help us do what we do. This is all the ways that you can sow. And we're so thankful that you are here, beloved. Share this on your timeline. Please come back and make a comment under the video, because these comments that we make here does not show up under the video in the comment section. We need to do that in order to make the algorithm move and pop. All right, lovelies, I'm going to release you with many blessings for the rest of your day. Bye for now.